setting the body into a state of relaxation, stillness, and vigilance. Relaxing more deeply with each out-breath. And with each out-breath, letting go of any thoughts that may have arisen, happily releasing them. And allowing the mind to come to rest in the present moment. And simply noticing the rhythm of your breath. Again, allowing the eyes to be at least partially open, resting your gaze in the space in front of you, releasing all appearances, and allowing the mind to come to rest, not doing anything at all. Simply being present, knowing that you're aware. If you get caught up in any agitation, tension, or distraction, lower your gaze, release your awareness into space, releasing all appearances, relaxing completely. And if you find yourself falling into dullness, sleepiness, or being spaced out, raise your gaze and sharpen your focus, knowing that you're aware. And simply rest in that stillness of awareness. Who is it that is resting in awareness? Who is the agent? Who is the observer? Don't try to intellectually answer this. Just look. Now release all questioning, releasing all appearances, and just rest, knowing that you're aware. Resting in that stillness of awareness. Completely relaxed and alert. Any questions? Sure. And that's right. We now, as I said, we have a lot of distorted views in our life. And of course, one is that because generally our dominant physical sense is our visual, so we tend to have a sense there's an agent or a me somewhere just behind the eyes. But that's only because the eyes are located here and they're the dominant physical sense. So we just sort of assume somehow, without any rationale behind it, that the me or the agent's just behind there somewhere. And then, of course, neuroscience says the brain is the mind, and we go, okay, then the brain is the agent. But actually, even in neuroscience, if they look in the brain, there's no evidence of a centralized controller, even in neuroscience. So, this sort of practice is challenging these assumptions. And so this is what Vipassana practice is all about, is to investigate and see what reality really is. And I think what probably many people experience when I ask this question is confusion and lack of clarity, and that's because our mind is not very clear and sharp and focused. So that's why this Shamata practice is the basis of Vipassana, is that unless you put effort into this Shamata practice, develop a more calm, clear, focused mind, when we do this question and investigation, it'll be, because nothing's very clear, it'll be confusing, we're not sure, and I don't know, and that's the result. I mean, it's the same sort of as the example. Let's say that we're looking for a particular person in a crowded room, but we've got bad eyesight and it's dark. And someone says, is Joe in the room? You'll go, I don't know, maybe. I mean, that's trying to do Vipassana without shamatas like that. So if we do shamatha, it's like having good vision and a lot of light in the room. And someone asks the question, is such and such in the room? You go, yep, there they are, or no, they're not in the room. So similarly with this. So therefore, it's important to engage in this shamatha practice as a basis for Vipassana. Now, unfortunately, and all Buddhist traditions say these three ethics, shamatha, Vipassana, three practices. But if you look at all the Buddhist traditions and see what they're actually practicing, this shamatha practice seems to get left out. A lot of Theravada traditions, they all talk about Vipassana, Vipassana, Vipassana. Tibetan tradition, they're talking about emptiness, deity, yoga, bodhicitta, all good practices, but what happened to the shamatha? Without that, none of these practices are going to be very effective. Okay, let's break for lunch. Come back at 2 o'clock. After lunch, we'll go into the emotional balance, the cultivating compassion and how to deal with anger. And then the last session, we'll look at how we're going to integrate all of these things into our daily life.